Hi everyone, and welcome back to Beyond the Cubicle podcast. Today I have a very special guest. I have been admiring her from a distance for a very long time, and finally we get to talk today. Welcome to the show, Bibi Eneje. Thank you so much for honoring my invitation. It's so nice to have this opportunity to talk to you finally.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
And yeah, I've been admiring you from afar too.
For real?
So we should shift closer. Come
Oh my
closer.
god. Yeah.
Close the gap.
Oh my god. I found out that you studied industrial chemistry in university and you are a PR powerhouse now. Like, that contrast is so like far off from each other. How did you make that transition to PR? Like, what was your first introduction to PR, first of all?
So not much of a transition because I've never really worked in the science field, well, since I got out of that. But for PR, I came to Lagos, I think about 2016, and then I wanted to do something. I wasn't sure where to go because Lagos was just rough and scary and a lot of things you get. So I kept asking people, and I tried to maybe ask for ushering jobs, or I just wanted to do something. So I then asked a friend who then referred me to another friend, and then they said, okay, we have someone who's looking for a virtual assistant, and she was in the UK at the time. And then I said, okay, I'll try. I'll do anything. Let me just try. I have sense, so God will help all of us. So I started working with her, and she had this marketplace for Afrocentric brands in the UK. And when I started working with her, she asked, do you know how to manage Instagram? I'm like, no. Do you know how to do this? No. Do you know how to do that? No, but I have sense.
You told her this, yeah?
Well, she sort of got it. Like,
Okay.
I have sense, and then she's like, okay, no problem. I'll teach you and let's see how it goes. And then she didn't have to teach most of these things more than once. And so once she said, okay, you press here, write this, write that. This is what this means. This is what that means. And then I was able to somehow just take it up from there.
Yeah.
And it came pretty easy because it felt like, okay, it's fine. I'm talking to people. At the end of the day, it's people I'm talking to. I'm not talking to machines.
Yeah.
So the same way I would talk to you, or the same way I would have conversations with people, I would just have conversations with people. And so I started doing that, and then she taught me how to manage social media, and then I learned how to use scheduling platforms like Hootsuite, Buffer, and the rest. So she taught me all of that. Taught me email marketing, how to create newsletters and everything.
Wow.
Yeah.
She was your friend?
She wasn't my friend.
And she taught you all of that?
She just, I don't know why. I don't know. I didn't know her. I didn't even know the person who referred me to her that well. I just met him. Somebody just referred me to him in Lagos. And he's like, okay, that's fine. Whatever you want. So, and then she just taught me everything. And till today, I'm super grateful for her because there was no reason for her to do what she did. She just, and I'm just super grateful for her, to be honest.
Wow, nice. It's good to have people like that in your corner.
Yeah. And so all of that was my introduction to social media. And then she then taught me how to write articles. The first day she told me, can you write an article? I'm like, I think I understand. They taught us back in secondary school, so I can try, but what you want to use for your brand, I don't know.
Yeah.
So I tried the first 2 times, and then she published something called, she published like a bulletin for one of her events, and then she had 2 of the articles in there. Then she sent it to me. She's like, see what you wrote. And so then I'm like, okay, I can do social media, I can do email marketing, I can write. Okay. And then it moved from there, and I started working as features writer. Because that gave me a lot of confidence to then continue writing. So I tried writing. I tried creating a blog on Blogspot back then. And then I started writing on Instagram and things like that. And so I got more confidence with writing and storytelling. And then I volunteered, or I interned as a features writer with Leading Ladies Africa.
Okay.
And then I sort of grew. And it took me about a few months to get the hang of what Leading Ladies Africa was about.
Yeah.
And when I was able to get that, understand that and understand what she was trying to do, talking about all of the amazing women in Africa who were doing great things, I then got more inspired because then these are women doing amazing things and I'm writing about them.
Yeah.
I'm even interviewing some of them because I'm sending them interview questions and they're responding. And so I'm reading their stories before even publishing it. So I got more inspired to just figure out what I wanted to do. It wasn't clear, but then I still went with it again. And then after that, I got introduced to community management via Bella Africana, Buki Ashende. And then Buki was another amazing teacher. Buki would teach you everything, ABC. She took her time to actually teach. And when I was working with Buki, produced a couple of events for her community and things. So it gave me some insight into what the PR landscape was about, communication, community, just positioning brands in a very amazing way. And so one day I got it, I'm like, I want to do PR. I'm not joking.
Just like that.
I'm not joking. So I was walking home with my friend. Bella Africana is at Dolphin Estates.
Yeah.
So we're coming to Aja. And then there's usually traffic on Lekki Korito.
Yeah, obviously.
So we would come down from our Uber or from the car we're in, and we will walk the toll. In our head, we're counting our steps for the day, We're fat. Okay. And so I think on the bridge, I'm like, I think I want to do PR. And then she goes, PR, what is PR? And I tried to explain it the way I understood it, but I'm like, those people that, try to position brands, they help people get on TV and all. And she's like, oh, okay, it seems like something you can do. And so I started looking out for PR agencies in Lagos. And then I made a list of some of the PR agencies, reached out to a few, went for an interview. They bounced me.
Hey, who are you?
They told me that I didn't have followers on social media.
So you're looking for someone they can also leverage on.
Exactly. So I felt bad because I'm not trying to be an influencer. I'm trying to actually do PR. And so one random day because I followed all of the women I saw who were doing PR. I followed all of the agencies on Instagram. And one day Buki George Taylor posted something about her team. And I'm like, oh, I want to join in. And she's like, are you ready to work? And like, I'm born ready. And that was it.
That was it.
Yeah.
And just like that,
I found myself in Robert Taylor. And on the first day, she handed me an account and she's like, you either sink or swim. Just like that?
Yep. Like, how did you survive that?
She doesn't literally mean it. Don't mind her. She's a softie. but then she lets you express yourself and then she helps you and corrects you where she feels like you're going wrong. So that's how she actually built me and built a couple of other people that I know. She gives it to you. She sees what you can do with it. And then she tells you, okay, try this, try that.
Like one thing I've picked is like currently you have a lot of women around you. And although there is this like notion that women don't like each other.
I don't know that. I'm sorry.
You don't agree?
No.
In your experience, like working with women, how have women been able to uplift you to the place that you are currently?
I mean, to be honest, you've heard how I've moved in my career. Yeah. It was just them taking a chance on the potential that they saw. And I'm only just realizing that potential, funny enough, because all of that time, I didn't know what they were saying. I kept asking myself, why is she so interested? Yeah. Why is she so nice to me? Why is she talking to me like that? You get, I didn't understand why, but now I'm sort of understanding it day by day. Yeah. And I'm super grateful. So I'm a product of amazing women. That's just the truth. I have very few active men who have played a key role. One being my husband, my dad, and then there's one of my mentors. And so there are more women who have carved a path for me. There are more women who have pushed me forward. There are more women who have, I don't know what to say. They've sort of made me see myself more than what I would have normally, seen. And funny enough, 90% of my clientele today are women.
Really? That's nice. So how would you advise someone, a woman who's trying to position herself to meet other women that could also impact her life just the way you have been impacted?
I didn't understand why then, but I think for now, for what I understand now, I think you should come with a genuine heart that cares about other women. Because if you truly care about other women, you would see past a woman yelling at you for not doing your job. Yeah. You won't take it as her being rude or her being, uncouth or whatever. You would understand that she's trying to tell you that you have to be professional about what you're doing. You have to pay attention to the details. So if you come with a genuine heart that actually cares to understand that this person is another woman that understands how I am or how I look, then maybe it'll be a bit better. This is not saying that there are no mean women. There are mean girls. So
let's not go there.
Yeah, but there are mean girls.
True.
But there are more amazing women
than.
Yeah.
That's great. You've mentioned, we talked about your educational background. In 2023, you got another degree.
Oh, I'm still doing that degree.
For real?
Almost done in like a few months.
Okay, so would you say education is a crucial aspect of PR? Because your story so far, you didn't necessarily need a degree to get into PR, but now you are pursuing a degree. Does that like influence your PR, I don't know, your technique now? Or do you think it is not necessarily relevant to have a degree to pursue PR?
Maybe not a degree, but education.
Any sort of education?
I think, because what I'm currently pursuing is a business administration and management degree. I'm trying to build a business, and I want to build a global business, and I want to be, you called me a powerhouse. I don't see it yet, but it's fine.
I see it.
Thank you. I want the brand that I build, or the business that I build, to live up to that. I don't want to just be, I don't want it to be a bluff.
Yeah.
Right? So it's the reason why I'm going to learn the intricacies of running a business, a global business. So I'm not going to say, oh, because I've seen how one person has run their business, I will take that for what I'm supposed to do. But so basically education is what I would say is important, not necessarily degrees. With PR, different people do PR differently. Different environments accept PR differently. And so if you're looking to actually go beyond Lagos, or go beyond Nigeria, or go beyond Africa, you need to learn how other people accept PR and how you can bring your uniqueness to the game. Yeah.
You've worn so many hats, and even while we were talking, you said you were once a DJ, you can cook. What can you not do? So like, you've worn so many hats, and many being in the creative space. Do you think that has influenced or shaped the way you help shape other brands' perspective?
Yes, actually, because to work in PR, you have to have knowledge of almost everybody's business. Because unless you say, I'm niching down to fashion PR or beauty PR, then you have to deal with people in finance, you have to deal with people in tech, you have to deal with people in the creative industry, you have to deal with,
all sorts of people,
So you have to learn a bit about all of these people. So my own experience doing these things before now and seeing how these things have evolved helped me understand where many of these people are now. So it also then gives me the opportunity to be open-minded, to see where they want to go. Because where they think they want to go now might not be. I keep telling people that PR is a marathon, it's not a sprint. And a lot of my PR people would say that. You can't necessarily get all your results in 3 months or in 1 year. And people change. In 1 year, the thing you started with as a goal for PR might change in 3 months, 3 months into that year. You understand? So having all of these experiences helps me to understand these processes, these changes that my clients go through, the different ways they want to communicate their messages, the different people that they're trying to reach out to. So yeah, it does help.
Nice. You are always around people, and I admire that about you. You always, and Tech to the Table, it's based off of your love for community. First of all, what inspired you to create the table?
Okay. The table is very precious to me.
Yeah. I can tell.
So if you speak to 10 PR people, 9 of them are burnt out on a daily basis.
Why?
It's stressful. So imagine having to be an accountant, a chef in 1 day.
Yeah.
And you have to do this over and over and over again, because you have to then walk into the shoes of your clients to understand their pain points. Right? So imagine being all of these people over and over and over again. And so many of these people have been doing this job for over 5 years, 9 out of 10 are burnt out. There's nothing specifically tailored to helping these people de-stress and just, connect back with who they really are.
Yeah.
And you find that these same people, you give them a brief to deliver an event in 1 week with 500 guests. They will do it. They'll get 500 people for you. They'll deliver an exceptional event. They'll go home the next day. Their legs are swollen. They are tired. They don't have anybody, or many of them don't have people that understand
what they do,
and how they actually need support. You get, so basically the table is a soft landing for these people. It's just come out for 2 hours, even if it's 30 minutes out of that 2 hours, and hang out with people who understand what you do and how it is hurting you, or how it's paining you, or where it's pinching you, and feel, some form of support. Because I might not be able to give you money, I might not be able to give you clients, but I can give you peace of mind for 2 hours.
Because I can relate to your struggle.
Because I can relate to your struggle.
Yeah.
And that's what the table is about.
That's amazing. So the table was founded on the giving people that community, basically, that safe landing.
Exactly.
When they're stressed, they're tired, they come to that community to hear other people's stories. Because from other people's stories, you can get strength from that, and you can go back to your client and give a kick-ass job. So that's amazing. We've been talking about PR, but I don't think we've established the definition of PR. When I was researching, I came across this quote that I felt like it encapsulates what PR is about, that it's a combination of psychology, lawyering, and something else. I can't remember exactly what it said. But in your perspective, from your experience, how would you define PR?
I would personally define PR as connecting amazing brands to amazing people who need those brands, or who need those services, or who need those products.
Yeah.
But then the core of anything PR related is a human being. So for me, PR is how I can actually connect to you as a human being, no matter who I'm talking about in that moment.
Simply put, I think that's, for people that don't understand what PR is, or they've seen like a very long definition, I think that really breaks it down. We talked about support system, and having a supportive partner, I think, is always like a consistent thing you see with successful people, and you are successful too.
Amen.
You're successful.
Amen.
And you have a supportive partner, that you guys have businesses together. You guys are you see that support. So how would you advise, because people, maybe they don't have that support and still they have that drive to be in PR, or they have these big dreams. How do you advise someone to, I don't know, maybe create that support for them? How would you advise someone that is looking
if you can find 1 or 2 people who truly understand that drive, who truly understand that ambition, and do not take it for granted, I think that's some semblance of support, and I think you can start from there. I can't necessarily advise, because there's nowhere to go and pick the support.
True.
To be honest, there's nowhere to go and pick the support. I and my husband are very supportive of each other right now, but then we had to grow into that, and we had to grow into that, realizing that we're 2 people with dreams, with aspirations, and we still want to do things together. So we're able to then say, okay, you want to do this for yourself, fine, I'll support you in this way. You want to do that for yourself, I'll support you in this way. And many times it's not necessarily monetary support or rubbing your back, or it's even showing up at these events sometimes and helping you arrange chairs, or helping you speak to someone who's stressing you out. Because I think I remember one time I was running a gift sourcing business, and
talk about it.
I paid someone to make the boxes for the gift, and I had bought every other thing. I had imported the gift items from China, branded and everything. The day of the delivery, the boxes had not arrived. The day I was to take the boxes to the client, the boxes had not arrived. Now we called and called and called. They kept, it's coming, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. They had not made one box out of 100 boxes. They had not cut one box out of 100 boxes. That's what we now realized. And so I was shouting. I'm like, no, don't shout. So Scott is like, don't shout. Why are you shouting? You don't need to shout. I'm like, are you not seeing that I'm going through a lot. Why you telling me not to shout? And so he collected the phone. When he shouted at the person, I was scared. I was scared for the person. You get, because this is you telling me, oh, don't shout, you don't need to shout. What did you just do? And then the way he handled everything, we had to go to Shomolu together to go and start creating boxes.
From scratch?
Yes.
So the money that you paid those guys?
I had gone. I didn't even find them anywhere again.
You didn't get your...
I didn't find them. They weren't picking calls. So the shop they directed us to was fake. Like, everything was
just... a scam?
Yes! Everything was crazy. We threatened, we'll bring DSS, we'll bring this one. Nobody answered anyway. We went to Shomolu for 5 days straight creating those boxes, sometimes staying there till about 10 p.m, cutting boxes with the guys and sticking things together just so that those boxes will come out.
Oh my, that's love.
Yes.
That's
love. And then he still had a day job.
Yeah. A day job at that time. Wow. And he had to do all of that.
Yes.
Maybe I should interview Scott and ask his own side of the story.
Oh, trust me, he will cross everybody. Because it was stressful.
I can imagine.
It was very stressful.
I can imagine. Wow. Like, and they say women can't have it all. Like, you have to allow something to suffer. You can't be a mother. You can't be like a good partner. You can't be a successful person all at the same time. Do you think that logic is even accurate? Like, you can't have it all.
I don't think it's accurate for everyone, but I think that at some point certain things do suffer. But it does take a level of intentionality to ensure that things don't necessarily suffer as much.
Yeah.
And it takes asking for help to ensure that things don't suffer as much. For instance, I don't like to talk about my daughter a lot because I feel like she'll get her time when she wants to come on the internet. Yeah. But for now, I don't like to put her out so much. But I think one thing that when it comes to motherhood that has been very helpful for me is my community. The same people that you say are always around me. They're the people who are actually helping me out till date, you know. My sister-in-law is a lovely person.
Yeah.
And somehow our kids now go to the same school, so we've now split it, and then one person is picking up, one person is dropping off, and then the days where you can't pick up or drop off, she's like, you know what, I got you, you know. And so everybody's playing their part, and they are helping you do all of these things. And thank God for Scott. Thank God for all of you should thank God for Scott. When you see Scott, just dash him. When you see him, just squeeze like $2,000 into his hand. He doesn't like naira, so just squeeze small dollars into his hand, because it takes somebody willing to be intentional with you to communicate about certain things.
Yeah.
And so we're able to talk about very difficult topics and not flare up and not have crazy arguments and not have some form of malice.
Yeah.
You get, it takes a lot, you know, to have those kind of conversations and still have our backs. So you need a lot of intentionality. Things might suffer.
Yeah.
But you have to be intentional about making up for those things that do suffer. In the long run.
Nice. The whole essence of Beyond the Cubicle, we are talking with people, young people, who they have a 9-to-5, but yet they're looking for something outside of that gives them like fulfillment. And you've managed to do that so well. How have you been able to do that balancing act, you know, having a corporate gig and yet you have your businesses, you have other things you've put your hand into and you're still thriving, both of them? How have you been able to manage that?
For me, it's just finding what my core values are and working around things that, you know, still align with my core values. The job aligns with my core values. The business aligns with my core values. So some of my core values are love where people come in. I love people. I love love, right? Love, accountability, integrity, and righteousness. I'm Jesus baby, so yeah, those are my core values.
Yeah.
And so they play out in many of the things that you see me do, right? I like to work with people who are accountable. I like to work with people who are ambitious.
Yeah.
I like to work with people who are grounded. I don't necessarily like to work with people who want to be famous for the whole purpose of just being famous, right? Even if you at least have a reason for being famous, just don't want to be famous just for fame, right? And I like to be around people who genuinely love people and who want to see people grow, so that way we're able to, you know, help each other and support each other when we think about things that would help our community grow.
And like these like values, your core values, they've been able to help you and
They
shape
have.
it. Really.
They have.
In this economy, it can be hard.
Economic.
It can be hard to chase after your dreams whilst, you need to, chase after the bag too. So like how, despite the fact that the economy is not smiling, you have all these businesses you are trying to fund, how have you been able to cope with that? And not let one suffer.
The economic. Okay, so for some of the businesses that you're seeing now, we've decided, or anybody who I'm in partnership with, I decided, and then the people, again, I'm aligning with people who understand my core values. The people who I'm working with, my partner, my friends, whoever I'm partnering with understands that this is our building season. This is our planting season. So as much as it is strenuous, it is stressful, we know that we're planting.
Yeah.
So that's what we're using to hold our body. No one say you're holding body.
Yeah.
Using to hold body.
And the time to reap is coming.
It will come.
Yeah.
It will come, yeah.
So what are you most excited about?
What I'm most excited about?
Yeah. The future.
For the future, just the future, because I don't know what's coming. I don't know what's coming. But then one thing I'm very excited about is just seeing how things will grow from where they are now. So for example, one of the businesses, the Work Haven, we currently have a beautiful partnership that's bringing us to Lekki soon. Yeah, so
I cannot wait.
So we're going to have a new branch. Yeah, a franchise branch, and it's beautiful.
Is this like the first time you're speaking about it? So I can
Sort
say
of.
exclusive.
Is it exclusive? Not necessarily, but maybe
Okay.
officially.
Oh, nice.
It's the first
so I
time.
can say exclusive.
Leave me alone. But yeah, so I think it's just seeing how most of these things grow and how what they will become.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm excited about.
I am so happy we had this conversation.
Me
Bibi,
too.
thank you so much for coming. And that is it, guys. I had so much fun speaking with
Me too.
Bibi. In fact, I can't wait for you to see and hear what she had to say. Until next time, bye.